Morning, guys. My quick rundown, what I'm looking at here in the markets. We're getting a little bit of selling pressure first thing this morning, especially in tech. Uh, I am eyeballing the 400 area on SPY like everybody else. Huge open interest at the 400s and some major resistance. This is yearly resistance for the SPY. In my opinion, if you're an option holder, you wouldn't be wanting to be buying the 400 strike like a lot of investors are doing. A major resistance area, and then 410 is the next level of resistance. So I'd much rather see these are accumulation zones. I'd much rather see us go sideways for a few weeks and build out some solid few weeks or months and build out some sideways value up here near these highs, and then for a bigger move. But I do think we're into some very serious resistance. Okay, guys. The Qs getting decimated this morning. 1%, down 1%. We're still in the downtrend. We came right back down into it yesterday afternoon, and we seem to be having a little bit of problems here on the Qs. And rates are breaking out here in the pre-markets. So this is an accumulation zone, in my opinion. Given what's going on with the rates, we could have a bid all day in rates. Qs are going to be coming back into the accumulation zone today. So just heads up on that. The things I'm looking at here. We do have an untested volume point of control, 332.38. If they can stabilize these rates, that would be the upside target. Honestly, I don't see it happening this week. I mean, I could be dead wrong, but I just don't see it. So I think there's a lot of problems given these rate situation here and technology. So maybe next week, but I think we're going to a next critical level on rates. Okay, next thing I want to talk about, that's our IWM. A little bit of selling pressure this morning. It's been going up when rates go up lately, but crude is dragging heavily down on the Russell today. So that's another negative possibly today. So you got it's the second worst sector right here right now. So unless crude were to rebound, it's right at support right now. It's suppressing the Russell as well. So that's another thing to think about going forward into today's session. It's inside of last week's value, and but basically we are into major yearly resistance. Just the close yesterday. Again, we ran right into that. So that's another one to think about. Major yearly resistance. We're fighting it here on the Russell. Today is all about the transports, in my opinion. So just keep that in mind. FedEx is reporting after hours. Very important. FedEx reporting. We are right into a Venom line resistance on the transports. Right here, right now, yearly Venom line resistance. This could be it for the transports for a while. I do want to point that out. So this could be we're poking above it, going into the numbers. A lot of times that can be an algo hook for bullish algo hook, which can get rejected right back into your face. On a relative basis, the transports are drifting away out of this on the downside of this channel. You see that? Instead of coming into this earnings event today on the upper side of the channel, we're coming into it on the bottom side of the channel. Now, I'm not saying FedEx is not going to have a big rally tonight. I'm just saying that something to think about. If we were to break out, we can go all the way up to 285 on the transports. So a major move higher on the transports possibly if we were to continue. We're seeing it looks to me like we might be overshooting it here. You see this trend right here we've been in. So either we're getting a massive move up here, or it looks like to me we are preparing to move outside of this long-term uptrend in the transports. Okay, so my main takeaways for today, and the markets have been an absolute tear. Okay, why is not FedEx up here near the highs? Something's going on here with FedEx. The markets know it. Okay, so I'm not saying FedEx can't have a really good quarter. I do want to point out here we came down. This is our support line for this head. Okay, we just yesterday bounced back off that support line going into tonight's earnings. So I do want to point that out. This really, into my opinion, what's going on right here, we are setting up for a breakdown, in my opinion, of this primary trend. So I do want to point that out that, in my opinion, we're coming down here to the 234 area, uh, possibly for tomorrow on FedEx. So that is a big risk that I'm putting out there. I want to float that idea going into tomorrow. So you ask why I'm so bearish about FedEx. The transports, the major transports are the ones are most impacted by higher fuel prices. Okay, so December 17th is when FedEx had disappointing earnings. Okay, right here, crude oil was at $47 or $48 at the time of announcing disappointing earnings guidance going forward for FedEx. Since then, fuel costs have gone up roughly 30% since their last disappointing earnings announcement. So I don't know if all that was factored into their guidance going forward. I'm just saying that this is a major cost for FedEx, and if they don't have it majorly hedged, you know, into this quarter with gasoline futures, they're going to be taking a hit that was not, that quite possibly was not factored into last quarter's numbers. So I do want to point this out. When you have a 30% increase on one of your most important expenses, this is something that I'm gravely concerned about. Okay, I'm not saying I could be dead wrong about my analysis on FedEx. I just want to point that out. What's going on? If this crude oil is actually inflationary in the economy, the one company of any company out there that's going to be impacted by higher rates or higher costs, it's going to be your FedEx and UPSs. Okay. Okay, we're going into this news, and we've saw this week and last week major option flow in FedEx, Norfolk Southern, and KSU. All three of these, the top holdings in your transport IYT ETF, these are all seeing some very strong option flow, and I do want to point that out. So there's some nervous Nellies out there, and you know, I don't know if the bull case or the bear case. I'm just saying transports are still at all-time highs going into what quite possibly is the they are going to be the major gauge of any type of inflationary risk in the economy, the absolute major gauge. And we're seeing that with the bonds this morning as well, because we're going into these numbers knowing that this is probably more important than even the PPI, because they're more directly impacted. Guess what? We're getting a solid bid over 1.7%. And in my Monday video, I was talking about a solid bid above 1.7 in this week. I knew FedEx was reporting this week, and I knew that was probably going to have an impact on the yield curve going in, because knowing that it was going to be, you know, just as important, like I said, as the PPI, a purchasers managers index or whatever. And so, like I said, I think we're going up here to the 9.5. Okay, 1.95, and we're right here in that range, y'all. And we're breaking out, and this is, in my opinion, really bad for tech. Another one I want you guys to keep an eye on, your Boeing. I called it out in the room, and I thought Boeing was into some serious resistance, and it was going to need time to digest the move up. I'm not saying Boeing's going to come back in hard, but I am saying that there. If I'm right about my analysis, that all the transports are probably going to um, uh, see some sideways action at the very least here for the next several weeks. So That is a theory I'm putting out there. We'll see what happens. I'm a day trader. I trade the flow. So a lot of the like right now the markets are down. I don't really care because I'm all cash. But I trade what's happening, and that's what I think is going to happen. Like I might go into today and be buying all calls all day. I don't know. I really don't know until I see what the option flow is telling me. So, but at any rate, it's not looking pretty right now, in my opinion. And so, I just want to be on the right side of the coin going forward here. And this bond yield issue, that was one major concern of mine going forward here. Another guy mentioned, and he thought maybe Jets had been topping out, and I can see a case if FedEx comes in and really disappoints here. Our Jets ETF is into what could be a resistance area. Now, I did think Jets was going to come up to the 30 area. That was my target um, for Jets. But like I said, we are into a resistance area, and this is your airline ETF. So this goes hand in hand with the transports. So I do want to point this out. Very, very, very important earnings tonight. You've got to be very mindful of what's happening here. And it's just like yesterday. I was playing the Dow components, knowing that we were doing Dow transports. Major Dow transport was reporting tonight, and so the only thing, pretty much, the only thing I traded yesterday was Boeing, McDonald's, Home Depot, GE. So I traded. I was trading all Dow components yesterday. I was staying away from tech, and uh, come Friday, this all might flip in over on its head here. Okay, I do want to. That's my main takeaway of what's going on here, because a lot of times it's buy the news, sell, or buy the rumor, sell the news. Okay, and that is my biggest concern, that we're going to have a sell the news event tonight on transports. Okay, uh, so that's my rant for the morning. 1 second here, I'll show you what the morning volume's doing. So we have some fairly light volume. Qs were catching most of the volume on the 24-hour trading. Still really fairly at light volume here. Let's see what I can do on the futures. See how our futures volume is doing here. Getting a little bit more volume. Obviously, the bonds are under fire here, so just keep this one on watch going forward here. Your bonds are probably are they actually the most? ES futures are catching a little bit bigger bid than what you're seeing on the SPY so far this morning. Okay, so got a little discrepancy there. You have the Qs got more volume this morning, but the ES futures had more overnight. Okay, and then let's look here on the. Let me find it here. Where's that pre-market scan at? Okay, there's my pre-market there. Let me look at S&Ps. I'll do this real quick here. Dow Jones Industrials, because we do have the, like I said, Apple catching quite the most volume so far this morning. We're down over $1 on Apple. Microsoft second. That's down over almost $3, over $2. Boeing, it's down $1.50 on Boeing. Nike, it's pretty much flat. Intel, pretty much flat. Salesforce, down $3. Okay. Okay, the Dow Jones, that's what's been, like I said, that should hold up the markets today going into those numbers. If they're not done already trying to support the markets, we'll see what happens on that. And then the S&Ps real quick here. Let me find it. S&P 500s. I got to zoom down. There we go. So we got Carnival Cruises. It's rallying right now. We'll see what happens on that. Tesla. Tesla's down. Apple. Okay. And then the Nasdaq. Let's look at it real quick, and then I'll call it a day. Nasdaq 100. There it is. And then we'll come down here, check our volumes out. Sorry, guys. Tesla's our top volume on the Nasdaq today, so getting hit. It's getting hit pretty hard here. Baidu, keeping a really close eye on Baidu. We do have an IPO next week on the Hong Kong exchange on Baidu, so it's setting up for a breakout anytime now. So keep that one on watch as well. Microsoft. So your tech getting a little bit of a selling pressure here. You're down almost $3 on Facebook. So Facebook's getting hit pretty hard. So just keep that one on watch as well. Okay. Nothing major. You know, but just think about what I'm saying here. Like the video if you like it. Please retweet it on Twitter so we can get some more followers. These videos take quite a bit of time to make up, and so try to do that if you can, and make comments. And you can either DM me on Twitter or put a comment below the video if you got any additional insight that you can add and help all us traders make some money. I'm on a roll here. I don't want to brag because today I could blow it all up, but I'm on a pretty good roll on how many consecutive days here. So let's see of winning trades. So hopefully we can do it again today. We'll see what happens. Yeah, I'll see you guys later.